I'm here with Arnab Chakraborty from HP Global Analytics. Welcome, Arnab. We've just come right off the stage. It was a fun panel. Yeah. I enjoyed some of the debate, and I thought that there was some really healthy discussion that came from the floor. So what I'd like to do is have a bit of a chat to you about some of the key themes that came out of today,
sure.
And specifically to focus around data and new value streams in the questions that I'd like to debate and discuss with you. So my first question for you, Arnab, is around mature shared services. And I believe that many mature shared services have established centres of excellence as a type of consultancy services model. I'm interested to ask you how these centres of excellence are actually leveraging structured and unstructured data to maximise their impact.
Sure. Yeah, I think over the last 5 to 10 years, the whole concept of centres of excellence and expertise is gaining a lot of prominence, given the fact that shared services players are working with a lot of process and data embedded around those process, both from the structured side as well as unstructured side of the house. Is a huge opportunity, making sure we have some core centers of capability, around marketing analytics or customer analytics or sales analytics, and really driving analytics institutionalization for the entire organization end to end. I think that's a huge opportunity. And what happens really as a result of that is you are building a capability, you are building an engine that will help the company to innovate the way it goes to the market, the way it reaches out to its customer, the way it actually brings new products in the marketplace, the way it actually provides the customer service to its end customers. All of those decision making is going to be embedded by the use of analytics and insight, and I think that's a great opportunity that shared services players have today with the concept of centers of expertise in analytics.
So I'm sure you'd agree that if exploited correctly, big data has the potential to actually make a huge impact in a shared services model.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So what do you think is the correct approach?
I think it's very important when a shared services player wants to make the journey to leverage big data. It's very important we pick and choose the space that we want to play in, because the space is pretty huge. If you look at from an organization perspective, the most data-rich environment is in the marketing and sales side of the house, and probably that's the best place to start off, so that we can leverage the data-rich environment, both structured and unstructured, helping the organization to be more innovative and effective in the way we market and sell our products. And the important thing there is it has a direct correlation to your revenue enhancement opportunities for the enterprise. So I would say that's the right place to start, and we need to pick and choose sweet spots within each of those domains, and from there start diversifying into supply chain or customer service, human capital, finance, and other areas. So I would say that's the way the organization needs to look at it. I think the other piece that the organization needs to invest is, strong methodologies and strong approaches of how we do analysis and what is the way we present our findings, because it's, as you know, this is a consultative approach that we need to demonstrate, and hence a robustness in our approach of doing the analysis and presenting the findings in a way that the C-suite executives are able to appreciate and take some actionable business decisions. How you create a scientific approach towards that, I think that becomes very critical as well.
Okay, so a slightly more broader question. What about how shared services should approach the data challenge? What do you think?
First and foremost, when it comes to data, we need to make sure that that the integrity of the data is preserved. Okay, that's where it starts, because if it is bad data, you get bad results, right? And you lose credibility. So there needs to be a very strong process in harmonizing, synthesizing the data in a way wherein you have visibility to, at an enterprise-wide level across different functions, your data is clean. And I think for that, there is a lot of work that needs to happen between the shared services player and the IT organization within the corporation to make sure we are able to leverage the IT infrastructure and partner with them very closely to make sure we have a very good data ecosystem. This data ecosystem could be with respect to our customer data repository, it could be with respect to our channel partners, it could be with respect to our vendors, it could be with respect to our employees. And having that one version of truth across each of these databases, and providing that and making that data platform available for analysis in a way where the data is really sacred, and whatever you analyze out of that data, you can depend on the credibility of the insights that is coming out of that data becomes very, very critical. So I would say, partner with your IT organization, build these data repositories that cut across different functions, and see then, I would say democratize that data so that it is available for analysis and insights that lead to business outcomes.
So in your opinion, Arnab, what are the common pitfalls that companies might fall into with reference to clean data?
First and foremost, we need to scope what we are trying to define. You can't solve the world hunger. You don't want to boil the entire ocean. So you need to start with what is the business objective or business problem that you are trying to address, and then see what is the data stream that you need to address that business problem. So I think let's start with the customer in mind, understand what the business problems are, and define what data streams you need. Many times that data is not going to be within your company walls. You might have to go into the external space, look what is being talked about in the social media or various discussion forums. It could be data that is coming in through your chat engine. It could be data that is coming through your call center, and it could be unstructured data. So with different forms, images, right? And how you then look at that data to deliver insight that actually tries to address that specific business question or business problem is going to be very critical.
Absolutely. I think what you've touched on there is a very critical point, Arnab. You need to know where you're starting from, and you need to know what your outcomes and your objectives are. So if someone is actually starting out in data management analytics, what pieces of data would you actually suggest they focus on? What advice would you give them?
So the pieces of data that they should start off is start with the customer data. I think that's where we will get to know our customers very well. We will be able to make sure we know what are they buying today from our company, what is the opportunity for us to selling, cross-sell, upsell, what is the kind of customer experience that they are having with respect to our products and services. So start with the customer data. I think that's the big opportunity. The other piece of data I would say, where you need to have a good handle on is our financial data, our order data, our shipment data, so that you understand how is your business performing. So, having your customer data, having your own performance data from a financial standpoint, and then try to marry that, and that will start telling you some amazing stories in terms of what more can you do with your customers that has a direct impact on your top line and your bottom line.
So obviously, you're a big believer in new value streams. You believe that this could add real business benefit and have a significant impact on a business. How do you actually see those new value streams delivering that impact, delivering that benefit?
Sure. In my mind, I see there are three big levers that, big data and analytics can impact. It starts with top line. It starts with what can analytics deliver that will help me to introduce the next most likely product in the marketplace that customers are looking for, or it would help me understand which new markets I need to enter, which is where I have the next $1 billion revenue opportunity. So it's all about growth that, analytics can really help, and that will, help you to kind of get your next $1 billion revenue enhancement. The second big piece where analytics can help is really on risk mitigation, because analytics is all about just not looking at the past and analyzing that data, but start predicting how the future is going to look like. Which are your most risky customer segments, or which product portfolio, you have a profitability issue, and start predicting those scenarios so that you can be more agile, you can start being more responsive, and you can plan better for your future, and that helps in mitigating your risks. And third is, really in terms of your cash flows. In today's world where companies are looking to increase their cash flows and reduce their working capital cycle, and how you can really optimize your entire supply chain, working capital by using analytics and optimization that helps you to get more cash and turn over the cash faster. So I would say these are the three big levers of value streams, and if you realize all of these three levers are things that the CEO of the organization cares for. These are the three levers that the shareholders are caring for, and in your annual earnings you have an opportunity for correlating that because of embracing the concept of analytics, how it is impacting these three levers around revenue, risk, cost and cash flow, and finally what impact it has on my share value and shareholder value. And that's the compelling story. And that's the future, and that's the promise that big data and analytics can really bring in, and make the shared services players a transformative agent for the organization.
Thank you, Arnab. So maybe a slightly contentious question to finish.
Sure.
We're obviously talking about the potential for analytics as you see it. I'd like to ask you if you think there's a ceiling to analytics, and are we in danger of pushing analytics too hard to the detriment of intuition, or alternatively, are we overanalyzing? Could we be in danger of doing that?
Sure. No, I think that's a very relevant question. At the end of the day, let's make sure we understand that everything that we do in the field of analytics is to help make better decisions. And the hypothesis there is that business leaders can make really good decisions with their experience, and we should never discount that. But the concept and the philosophy is that let's add to that experience by fact. And analytics in my mind is fact-based decision management. It's a new science that has been there, but at the same time we are embedding that and marrying that with our intuition and experience, so that our decision making is more fact-based rather than just by the gut of individuals. So in my mind, it's a culture. It's a cultural, sort of intervention that an organization can make in the decision-making process. It's not just about the mathematics and the geeky stuff, but it's really believing that when you combine intuition and combine the data, you have a fact-based decision process in place, and that has a higher chance of success in today's turbulent and volatile economy that we are all in.
It really is about adding value.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's all about value, and creating transformation for the organization.
Thank you, Arnab. It's been a pleasure talking to you today.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. It has been fantastic, meeting with everyone here today and talking through the journey that we are all in, and it's exciting from here.
Great. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Same here. Bye-bye.